The news is, according to Fangoria, written by Maggie Bocella, Tales from the Crypt is coming to streaming for the first time ever. Everybody say thank you, Shudder.
My entire Crawley collection of terror tales has been resurrected.
Look at this. This was on TV. Love it.
Uncensored by our delightfully demented fiends at Shudder. All 7 seasons.
You see his eyes? If they look familiar to you, those are the same eyes that were used in the Chucky animatronic in the original 1988 Child's Play. Those are the same eyeballs. Chucky's eyeballs are also the Crypt Keeper's eyeballs. And of course, you have a picture of the Crypt Keeper, credit Dark Castle Entertainment. This was last updated today by Amber T. After years of being unavailable or locked behind a paywall, fans of Tales from the Crypt will finally be able to binge watch the beloved series for the first time ever. Shudder announced today that it will be the exclusive home for all 7 seasons of the anthology series, making it the first time ever that the entire show has been available on streaming. Created by William Gaines and Stephen Dodd, Tales from the Crypt originally premiered in 1989 on HBO. Based on the EC Comics series of the same name, the anthology series was host to plenty of popular stars, including Brad Pitt, Michael J. Fox, Christopher Reeve, Catherine O'Hara, and Brooke Shields, and featured guest directing by horror icons like Toby Hooper and William Friedkin, as well as names like Tom Hanks and Arnold Schwarzenegger. The series synopsis is as follows. Each episode of Tales from the Crypt is a self-contained story hosted by the Crypt Keeper, a wisecracking corpse known for his macabre puns. With its signature unrestricted gore, profanity, and dark irony, the show's episode styles range from comedy to drama and deliver twisted moral lessons where bad people meet poetically horrific ends, and issues like greed, lust, and moral decay lead to tragic consequences. Tales from the Crypt isn't just a series. It's a cornerstone of horror storytelling. Becoming its exclusive streaming home is both an honor and a thrill for us at Shudder, said AMC's Courtney Thomasma. Quote, this is the kind of genre-defining, wonderfully twisted entertainment our members crave, and we're proud to give the Crypt Keeper a place to cackle once again. All right. So, let me see what you guys are saying before I get into that. Kaiju says, woo, thank you, Shudder. I was watching it here on YouTube, but so many episodes are unavailable. Professor Macabro says, about time. Chaz Flick says, too bad I just canceled my Shudder account. Good thing I have all 7 seasons on DVD. Professor says, oh, never mind. We don't get Shudder in the grand old country of Mexico. Guess I'll stick to the old DVD releases. Sniff, sniff. Kaiju says, now that I have money, I need to go buy the dispensary. I won't have a phone line for a few more days, so keeping myself logged in to give you the view, and I will catch up later. Love y'all. Well, happy trails, Kaiju. Travel safely. All right. So we look at the new trailer that Shudder has released for Tales from the Crypt.
Guess who? It's your old pal, the Crypt Keeper. Did you miss me, my horror?
Fun fact about the Crypt Keeper's eyes, if you haven't...
Hungry humans? Of course.
I want to get a close-up of him.
Oops, you did. At long last, the crypt is open, and my entire Crawley collection of terror tales has been resurrected.
Look at this. This was on TV. Love it.
Uncensored by our delightfully demented fiends at Shudder. All 7 seasons.
Yeah. You see his eyes? If they look familiar to you, those are the same eyes that were used in the Chucky animatronic in the original 1988 Child's Play. Those are the same eyeballs. Chucky's eyeballs are also the Crypt Keeper's eyeballs.
Seasons exhumed and ready to shock. drop-dead guest list
Look at this. Love it. I hope it's remastered.
of pretty faces will provide quite the scream.
You understand what I'm saying?
I shudder to think what might happen if you don't watch. Or what
Did you hear that Wilhelm scream?
happens if you do. So I'll see you soon, boils and ghouls. Tales from the Crypt, finally screaming.
May 1st, y'all. May 1st. I want to see that one more time, actually. Right there. Let's watch it again.
Guess who?
Also, check out the aspect ratio because this was originally on television when we had those big body TVs. You can see that the I just said the term and now my mind is blanking on it. The sizing of the framing of it's TV show, like old school TV show, so it's not going to be widescreen.
It's your old pal, the Crypt Keeper. Did you miss me, my horror-hungry humans?
Yes, we did. We absolutely did.
Of course you did. At long last, the crypt is open, and my entire Crawley collection of terror tales has been resurrected, uncensored by our delightfully...
I want to know what episode this is, because I do not remember this episode with this freaky looking thing here, but I want to see it.
demented...
And it looks like that's Don Rickles. Didn't know he was on here. Because I have not seen every single episode of Tales from the Crypt, because at the time, I think whenever, like, when we had the recession in the 90s, whenever money got tight, the first thing to go was cable TV. So our cable TV was sometimes we had cable and sometimes we didn't have cable. And Tales from the Crypt was on HBO at that time. So I have not seen every single episode of every single season, but I've seen a lot of them.
Fiends at Shudder. All 7 seasons exhumed and ready to shock. Our drop-dead guest list of pretty faces will provide quite the scream.
You understand what I'm saying?
Was that Whoopi Goldberg?
Demented fiends at Shudder. All
Sorry about
7
this.
seasons
I got it.
exhumed and ready to shock. Our drop-dead guest list
Okay, that's Demi Moore.
of pretty faces.
I see his face, but I can't bring forth his name. If you guys know this actor's name, put it in the chat or on the in the comments on replay.
Will provide
I think that is Whoopi Goldberg. This looks like Steve Buscemi.
quite the scream.
I forgot that actor's name that they just showed. He was in Near Dark,
Understand what I'm
and of course, Joe Pesci,
saying?
Michael J. Fox, Kyle MacLachlan.
I shudder to think what might happen if you don't watch. Or what happens if you do. So I'll see you soon, boils and ghouls. Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm gonna start. Was that Ewan McGregor? Chad says that was Ewan McGregor. Also, that's Don Rickles. The episode is called "The Ventriloquist Dummy" from season 2. Thank you. Professor Macabre says, I wish I could have gotten that cool Crypt Keeper prop they sold a few years ago at Spirit Halloween. That dude looks so cool. Oh, I can imagine. Tony Man says, aspect ratio you're referring to is 16:9. Yes. Thank you for that. Professor Macabre says, love Tales from the Crypt and Tales from the Dark Side. Absolutely. Tales from the Dark Side creeped me out so much as a kid, but mostly the intro. The intro was the scariest thing about Tales from the Dark Side. And also this one episode called In the Closet. I think it was called In the Closet. It was really creepy, where this girl, I think she was a college student, was renting a room in this mansion, and this little creature kept coming out of this little closet in her room. And that freaked me the hell out when I was a child, from Tales from the Dark Side. But it's also my favorite episode because it creeped me the hell out. Chaz says, love Tales from the Crypt and the animated series for kids that ran for 3 seasons. Doc Kaiju says, oh yeah, new Chucky movie coming out. I did not know. But I will stay tuned for that, because you know I'm a Child's Play fan. And you know I love Charles Lee Ray. Okay, with that, I think I'm going to get out of here. I don't think I have another trailer after that. Plus, I'm really hungry. So I'm gonna get out of here and eat something. But thank you all for coming through and checking out these trailers with me. This may become a weekly series if we keep getting so many trailers that I can't keep up with them. But we're being spoiled by horror this spring, summer, and into the fall. CJ says, thank you, Lady Shasha, and everyone. Stay safe. This was a good stream. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, with that, I will get out of here.
Finally screaming!
If I entertained you, made you smile, or helped you pass the time, please consider supporting this channel so that I can do that more. Horror channels often get suppressed and demonetized, but you can help in 3 ways: by pledging a monthly contribution on Patreon, sending a one-time tip using your preferred financial app, or you could help for free by liking and commenting for the algorithm, and most importantly, sharing this video on your social media. Thank you so much.